Cause if you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make 'em all day.
Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to talk about and review Pineapple Express. Pineapple Express, the plot is we meet Seth Rogen, who plays Dale Denton, who he's a process server. He lets people know that they've been served.
I'm a process server.
You a servant? Like a butler?
No, I'm a what?
And of course, he buys weed from his local weed dealer, supplier, whose name is Saul, played by James Franco. And after they smoke weed, after they have a good time, Seth Rogen, he's about to give a subpoena to this guy, Ted Jones, only to find out that this guy is a criminal. Seth Rogen witnesses the murder.
Who's that?
Oh my god.
So now they're coming after him. Now, what I think of Pineapple Express is I love this movie. I do. I think it's so much fun. It's hilarious. Honestly, every time that Seth Rogen and his core group of friends get together, I think it's great. Consistently makes me laugh.
It feels good in my brain. Cops.
You see Seth Rogen, who, I don't know what it is, just he has this personality where he seems like a cool guy. He seems like a guy that I would love to hang out with, smoke with. Just the coolest guy ever. Instant best friend material. So you see him in this movie, and sure, he's dating a high school chick, so that's kind of weird. Played by Amber Heard, and seeing him having to meet her family, and just like, there's no way this relationship is going to work out well. But I do love the bits when he goes to see her in high school, and he sees this one guy her age who they're totally bonding over stuff, and apparently the kid has a Jeff Goldblum impersonation.
I'm kind of flabbergasted when you say things like that. It's weird.
Thank you.
Not a compliment.
James Franco, I think is a good actor. Some people might beg to differ, but I think he's a good actor with the dramatic stuff or whatever. But seeing him play Saul, he is so good at playing just a flat-out pothead. And I wonder why. I'm sure there's no real-life influence or anything for him to pull from in his real life.
Sorry about things just got out of hand.
Yeah, that's where it was with my first husband.
Explaining to Seth Rogen, like, this new Pineapple Express weed that's so rare and so good, and the triple blunt that he somehow came up with. At the time when I saw this movie, I was not a weed smoker. So it wasn't like I sat here watching this and like you can get high and just relate to it or watch it and have fun with it in that way. Although that's the case. I'm sure that's the case. But when I first watched it, I just liked it for the humor. I just liked it for how funny it was. And how much their chemistry, for me, works. There's so many scenes with Seth Rogen, James Franco, and even Danny McBride, who plays his character Red, where they're clearly improvising. Like, they're just, maybe they have points in the script where they know they need to go. But the three of them are so all over the place, so just going off, and the back and forth, and I love that, because sometimes comedies can come off like, oh, well, that's obviously a setup, and here's the joke, and here's the payoff, and here's this and that, and like you could see the formula, and if it's funny enough, you just forgive it. But here, it just feels like real life friends hanging out, talking to each other, being dumb, saying stupid shit, and that's why I liked it. That's why I related to it.
Thug life.
But Danny McBride, he plays Red, like I said, who is the in-between guy as a drug dealer. And Danny McBride, he's one of those actors who he's so good at playing an asshole. He's so good at playing a dick. But he's so funny as well. Only Danny McBride can play a character who starts off shady. Then you find out he's kind of sort of a villain. Then he comes around, feels bad, and works with Seth Rogen. Then he chickens out and bails and leaves him there. Then he shows back up to help them again. Gary Cole plays Ted Jones, who's the main villain of the movie. Him and Rosie Perez, who plays a cop, and they're all in together for this drug operation going on. They send out the two henchmen to go after Saul and Dale, like Craig Robinson, who just always makes me laugh just to see him show up in a movie. But this movie especially, he's so over the top in certain ways. This is so exciting. Back to the violence, like you almost forget how much violence, how much just brutality is in this movie. It's just funny to say, but when you go back, there's a lot of people getting shot, people getting killed, people getting just run over by cars. And even the scene where Seth Rogen, James Franco, Dan McBride all have a fight with each other in the house, and they're throwing each other against the walls and hitting each other with bongs.
You're in the jungle now, baby.
And even the one scene where James Franco, they're driving away in the police car, and like every other movie that you've ever seen, what do you do when the windshield is all messed up? What do? You kick it out, and the windshield comes off, and then they just keep driving. No, this movie, probably the more realistic thing that would happen if you try to do that. Your foot would get caught in the window.
I can't see, but kick out the window. Isn't that what they do?
I'm not saying it's the first ever weed smoking pothead movie ever. Obviously, Cheech and Chong had that down, but this one was the first one that I got behind, that I enjoyed, that I related to. I can still watch to this day. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of Pineapple Express. Do you like it? Do you love it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
Yeah, it's in the building. It's in the building. Yo, okay. Yo, it's butane. I'll never give up. In God we trust. And it's a must that I won't